I think we just talking the biophoton. Biophoton is the whole world, the people, a lot of the study. But the biophoton, their study still stuck on Newton's classical physics. So that's why they have a hard time, have a good result for the healing. But since we use the observation effect, we combine with the quantum theory, then we are really success to put it into the photon into the body. So now we are doing something they never ever the people thinking to do it is gravity healing. So gravity healing then is 6-7 years ago. I wrote the 2 books. One is quantum healing, one is gravitational healing. So we already use the theory of the gravity. That is not I just made it. No, this 6 years ago already have. So we already practiced for a while. So on the gravity now, on the studying the gravity is they do it on the tumor. So the tumor, they think the tumor go to the space, the tumor disappear or solve up. So, but I think it's last year the SpaceX, 4 people on the spaceship. One is a woman with breast cancer. Go to the space, see how is the tumor disappear. But there's still no report. But we already used it for a few years to healing the cancer. So, and still we go to the internet, try to find out the biogravity. No, we cannot find it. So we cannot find it. So we must have biogravity healing or biogravity medicine or whatever. We maybe put a name. I say they put Tong Ren gravity healing is easy for the people to use and practice. So I think we are the first one try to open the gravity healing. So the gravity healing, if the tumor can disappear, but the spaceman come back to the Earth, not the tumor, the people, only now, only one woman has a breast cancer going to the space, but no report. But all the space people, the space people come back from the space to the Earth. The first thing they lost is the bone. So the first is loss of the bone. So this means the gravity, the bone on the space, they will disappear. So, but you can see when the people have the bone problem in America, everybody almost so popular. The people take the calcium pill. They take the vitamin D. So, do they take the vitamin D and the calcium? Will they really help the bone? No. So many reports will say the calcium not really help the bone either. So why the age go up? Do you lack of calcium? Do you do not have enough vitamin D, vitamin K? No. But only the thing nobody considering when you getting old, you go to the heaven, they say that you lost your gravity. So you lost your gravity, that's automatically you lost the calcium. So they tell everybody, the doctor, you go to see the doctor, nutrition, they in case, just in case, give you the vitamin D or calcium. So, so many people take the vitamin D. Did any people know how dangerous you take the vitamin D?
Answer.
No. Vitamin D causes the heart attack or stroke or nausea.
C or
D. D is a doctor, is a dollar, is a damage. Yeah. So another thing, so many people have a high blood pressure in America because there is an overdosage of vitamin D. Because the vitamin D is a steroid, it's a hormone. Why we all time give us the steroid and the hormone? How can you help? So, but nobody just say put in the use the gravity, then all the bone more density, then the bone more stronger, more calcium. So they're not doing that kind. So then we know that the gravity is a long time, 200-something years. We already know the gravity. But the gravity have a hard time to detect it. But last month, they found another way to detect the gravity already. They found a way. So they said they proved, they published. So if the gravity can change the light speed. So the light, no gravity, how can the light move? So the gravity can change the light speed, they call the string theory. So the gravity can make all the bone the density. So we know the gravity have two different types of gravity. So one is called the gravity, now what we call. So the gravity, everybody know the theory of the black hole. Black hole, in fact, the black hole, in fact, is an anti-gravity. It's not called the gravity. So the magnet, everything has the positive and negative, or north and south. So the gravity has the same thing, north, south, or negative, positive. So the gravity, one is called the gravity, but one is called the anti-gravity. In fact, that kind of anti-gravity just A and B, no meaning, or south and north, or whatever, you just put the name there. So why? Because the black hole is keep moving, turning. So the kind of turning is anti-gravity. So another thing is called the gravity is a neutron star. So the neutron star is not move, then all the thrust, the gravity go to inside. So the size getting smaller, but the density getting higher. So then they have the science, they have a question. If you put the neutron star and the black hole together, what happened? I say nobody know what happened, but because they cannot show on the left. So, but like a magnet, the magnet, the north and south together, then they have a magnetic field. They create the field between the north and south. And the two Stephen and negative and the positive together, they create power. So on the gravity, then we know if you lost the gravity, then the density will disappear or the decrease. So if you want more, then we know in our bone, the bone is on the high density. The bone is a high density. The kind of high density, if you put the high density on the anti-gravity or no gravity, then the bone is appearing because all they fly away. So this is why the spaceman back to the Earth, the first is to put them on the ambulance. They're not allowed to walk because they kind of move can broken the bone because the bone lost all the calcium. So another thing, the anti-gravity can make a bone disappear because the high density. So any high density, if they go into the anti-gravity, they lost the density. So now we know the tumor in the body is in a high density. The tumor in Chinese, the tumor, the translation is the rock. So the tumor is the density like a rock in the body. So it's a cyst. So not only the tumor is like a rock, or you have the faint tumor, already higher density than your muscle. So many things. So then we have the tumor is a high density. What the doctor do? Okay, I put the radiation, I put the chemo, try to kill the cell. The cell still alive, you can, but the cell died. How can you kill the cell? So they have a hard time. So they just stop the cell spread out. But inside a lot of this cell is a high density, like a rock. No life already, some of them. So if we just say if we put the anti-gravity into the tumor, so put the anti-gravity to the tumor and the tumor disappear, the bone can lose a density, but the tumor, they can lose a density also. So when the tumor solve up, then your body can cleanse it and get rid of them. Then no more density. Okay. Then we put another thing, the tumor cause is one more thing, is the bioelectricity or the oxygen deficiency. So the tumor relates to the oxygen, low oxygen can cause a tumor. But low bioelectricity, they can create the tumor also. But nobody can pay attention if you have the high density on that area, what happened? They can create the tumor also. So that is a very, very success. Then use our new theory. So our new theory, in fact, is very simple. So our theory, the energy is that is the north and this is south. North and south, that is on the magnetic field. One go to another one. So when you go to the high school, sorry, I never go to the high school. I didn't finish the junior high school either. So you know they call the horseshoe magnet.
Yeah.
This is a horseshoe magnet, like the U. So the horseshoe magnet, so it's the magnet from one side to another side. Then that creates the magnetic field. So like the Earth, magnetic field from north to south, they call it the horseshoe magnet. But the horseshoe magnet, what is going on when you put a coil between and move? They create electricity. So this our generator or our motor, why they move? Because the magnetic field is a function. So make the magnetic field, they can make the motor turn. But if your motor turn, they can create the electricity. This is what we use, the electricity. It's not from the battery, it's from the magnetic field also. So another thing, how about the gravity? So the gravity, we just say, okay, we have the gravity. This is, do they look like the horseshoe?
Yeah.
But we are the lucky one. What do you call it? The lucky horseshoe. Just the Irish, you know. Yeah. No people believe I'm Irish either. So that is the horseshoe. So, but this is our horseshoe, but this is not for the magnet. In fact, they have a magnet inside also. They have a strong magnet. So ours is the anti-gravity. So we have a 4 motor, or we have another is the 2 motor. So you put the motor, they create the speed. So when they're on the 1200 RPM turning, they create the anti-gravity. So the anti-gravity is from the movement. So they have the study from Australia and the MIT. So you can go to the Google, check the information about the anti-gravity wheel. Wheel, W-H-E-E-L. So the anti-gravity wheel. So we have the anti-gravity wheel 2 on each side. So they call the anti-gravity wheel, okay, on, for example, on the tumor, we call it too much gravity. But when we put it, this our horse, we call the horseshoe, and we put this one on both sides, so we call the anti-gravity. So the anti-gravity go to neutralize on the high density gravity. Then they neutralize. Then the tumor disappears. So, for example, the study, in my study, is one woman in the, I don't know her name, in
Cassie?
Haverhill. Haverhill, the one is stage 3 breast cancer. That is the first time I said, okay, so the tumor on the breast, I said, can you put it one front, one on the back? So this means the gravity, anti-gravity, the field flow like an X-ray flow into to the tumor. 5-10 minutes, the pain uncomfortable disappear. So yeah, in Christina there on the February 23, the Friday, I say, okay, you have a breast cancer. Can we put in here in the back? So this means the tumor in here, but 2 anti-gravity will move it. So there's a neutralize. Like the ice cube, you put it, it's low temperature. But now you put the high temperature to neutralize. When you neutralize it, then the temperature is going up, then the ice cube is melt out, not disappear. Melt out, but still there. Right? But the shape is different already. So the tumor is the cell in the low voltage and the low level of the oxygen. Now, they solve up. The oxygen is normal. Then the bioelectricity is normal. The density is normal. Then no more cancer. So in fact, you just say, oh, my bladder cancer is gone. No, they're not gone. The eyes still there, but now it's no more tumor, no more eyes. Now is the normal cell. Now is the water. So you can make the tumor go back like a glass of water. What kind of healing we call in the medical? Reverse therapy. So now, 10 years ago, in the med journal, beginners studied the reverse therapy. But their reverse therapy use the chemical, but we are using electrical. In fact, The electrical is make the motor move, but when the motor move, then the tungsten will create the anti-gravity. This is a tumor. The ice, your water, will not bother you anymore. Do you feel like this? The people think, how can you make it move out? So the people, another thing, cannot explain it. So in the beginning, we are not using for the tumor. What we use it for? And weight loss. Not weight loss, waste loss. Waste loss. So you are on the first group, the guinea pig. So why we are passing out? Because you lost the gravity. That's why your density keep passing. If you charge the graviton in, then you shrunk the whole body. So that's why wow, I lost 5 inches. I lost how many inches? In fact, the cell no change, but the cell's density is changed. Is the density, high density, good or bad?
Yeah.
You go to 500 pounds because you want to build up the density. Your muscle is tight, firm again. If you not do exercise, then you all drift down low density. So why, when we can know, we lost a lot of the graviton. So we need to charge the graviton.
What about bone density? Will it affect bone density?
Yes. So the bone, the we just say why your bone, when you get old, then the bone, not lack of calcium in America, not lack of vitamin D, but the lack of the graviton. So when the bone lost the graviton, that's why we lost the calcium, because you cannot hold it. So if you can hold it, then the bone density will go up again. But one more thing is very interesting. How about our blockage? Our blockage, when you touch the blockage area, what do you feel on the blockage? Tight. Hard. So on the blockage in your body is on the high density. Why you do the tune up? To soft it up. But on that area, like a rock, so this means high density. So the high density, if we put it in the gravity or we balance, we just say balance the graviton. Then the graviton balance, then the high density disappears. So we don't need your trainer anymore. Huh? Yeah, because you and Paul Fraser on the beginning from the trainer.
Right.
Yeah, I remember the year you graduated. Tony went back to Canada and you come and Jack and Paul.
Yep.
3-4 people studied with me. 1992, 91?
Yeah. Well, yeah, 91.
91. Yeah. I went 1991. Wow. So you get younger, I get older. They say, why, you know. So they say, but you talk too much because in ways most of our blockage are in the body. Neck, pain in the neck. Because your body not move so much, but your neck carry the head. So all the neck, the degenerates or calcium deposit or tension, whatever. So we can see on the neck, okay, put it on 5-10 minutes. All the neck movement come back. So the neck have another 2 things in here. What is in here? What do you call?
Vagus nerve?
No.
Artery.
Artery. So when you are the 2 major arteries coming clouded, with temporal artery. What happened on the artery?
That's right. Density.
Density, garbage.
Yeah.
So calcification. If you have a calcification or artery, you remember P.
Yeah.
Peter, right?
Yeah.
He have 96% blocking in here. Then the blood pressure boom. The doctor want to do the surgery. I say, P, how many supplements you take? You remember how many?
A lot.
32 supplements you take daily. I said daily. You take all the kind of calcium, vitamin A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. How can you not block? I said, let me open it. Until now, still no surgery. Then they go back to 56% open again. The doctor said no surgery. So you put in here, hey, not only your bone. So when you're on the artery inside, it is what is the most? Cholesterol or calcium or calcification. So another thing, then the doctor say your artery is like a raw, no more dense, no more soft. So high density. So can this one solve off?
How come you know that it can shrink the density of a tumor but increase the density in a bone? How do you know it's adding?
We do not have, because our study, no matter what we study, we do not have any of the people or society or MIT, whoever come to support our study. So our study cannot say is on the left, but from the symptom. So this is the only thing. We never stop our study. So we are practice. So we cannot say, can you show on the left? No. But we can show the people on the symptom. On the symptom, okay, now we can find out anyone who has the left turning left problem. So demonstration is important. Any people, you have the left, can you turn the right?
A neck pain.
Turn the left. So this means you are turning the range. Each side is 45 degrees. So, all right. Yes. Put it on.
Okay.
Only need 1 to 2 minutes. So, yeah, your friend is Elsa.
Yes.
Elsa is from 30 degrees, now it's 80 degrees.
Yeah.
It's a big change. Not only one case, so many cases. Your husband, the neck turn also. So many people, we just from the experience or the symptom to see what kind of change. So another one is, what is the guy's name on the walker?
Oh, Dexter. Dexter?
Yeah.
That was amazing.
So I do the exam, then we have the brain, what you call the brain tumor.
Glioblastoma.
So about 4 inches, the big hole in the brain, then the guy puts it with the wheelchair, whatever. Then I say, okay, don't do anything. So I just say, put in one line. Oh, I put it in the wrong place. Put in here, one on the leg. Then put the machine, the tornado on the window. 5 minutes, the movement will come back. So that is the experiment. So the people say, can you show on the left? No left. So you can see how fast they change, how fast. We only need 5 to 10 minutes. So they kind of the thing is see how is the change. So how can you the bone? Okay, when the people have a bone problem, put it on. You can see all the bone problem so fast disappear.
So in that theory, could we, what about cartilage? Could we replace cartilage?
Do you know, not only replace, but we solve it up. Because your body and the environment know how to adjust. So we are not on purpose. How you feel now? Only 1 minute.
Yeah, I feel fine.
Turn it right, turn it left.
Turn your head.
Oh, come on.
Oh my gosh.
So you can see, big different already, only 1 minute. How you feel? Can you tell the people on the computer?
Good. Feels great. The face is red. My face is red? Yeah.
No, the range is so much better. This side is already 90 degrees, this side is 70 degrees. But before you only 40 degrees. Only 1 minute. So we need to see is the result. So not because I have one machine. What is our machine? Ultrasound. A shame of our ultrasound, $12,000. We bought the ultrasound machine, $12,000. That's still the garbage over there. Why? Because nobody know how to run it. I don't know how to push a button. 12,000 for that kind of study. So in fact, we had the ultrasound technician. But political, they're not allowed to do it. So we are very, very limited. So all the so-called scientists, lab, and you are not going to the lab. No, the lab not coming to us. They should looking for us, not we are looking for them. So, yeah, one more question.
What would you use, the tornado or the photon light for gallstone or kidney stones?
I think the kidney, any stone or the calcium deposit, or they should use Adventist, because we use the people liver cancer, the tumor, they put in here. They can feel the liver change. Or just like the horseshoe. All right, we call the yashu. Okay, one more time. How do you feel now? Now you can turn the left, right. Wow, it's better on the left side, normal already.
Yeah. This side was sore. I couldn't move too far.
I know, because we see it. So we have another old guy, I don't know how old. His arm only here, right? Then you said, now here, he said, no change. Come on, from here to here, higher than the head. But he said, no change. So we not argue because we see it. So looking at them is more important. How can we know the tumor is gone? We don't know until they go to see their own doctor to check it by their doctor. See what is going on. So yeah, observation is very, very important. So we can do the people, the classification, you can see how fast they release all the kind of calcium deposit. So we more interested is how about your ugly? How about the kidney calcification and so many organs? So we can do the study. 5-10 minutes. Yeah, your mom, and boom, 2 minutes. And she's a doctor also. I said, doctor, what do you think? Difficult to give you the answer, but all the true story. So the result is more important than the study, the liver. Yeah.
Would that help with cholesterol?
Cholesterol is very confused in America. So in America, the cholesterol is 200, now it's 180, now it's 160, because the number is keep dropping. Then they have two different types of cholesterol. One is what? High density. So one is low density. So high density, if they're too much, there's a block in your artery. But if you have a low level of the cholesterol, it's dangerous. Our body needs the cholesterol. Cholesterol, just like the motor oil, you need the motor oil for lubrication. So maybe in Italy it's 260. In China it's 235. So who you believe? So all the number already confused the people. So, but I think that the anti-gravity, they can auto adjust. So if you really have too much, they automatically clean.
Where would you put it?
I don't know. Where is your cholesterol getting blocked? So I think the cholesterol they have somewhere. So one is on the artery. If you have a high blood pressure or whatever, another is on the heart area. So where you believe they block, then wherever they block. So we try so many things already. Yeah, we never stop it. Any question?
How are the photon light, the horseshoe, and the tornado different?
Horseshoe and what?
The photon, horseshoe, and tornado.
Photon. Because each hour the horseshoe or the tornado both is the form both. Is the form with the biophoton. Yeah. The biophoton. And both is a graviton. Both have it. But this one is this one we have four individual
Tornadoes.
tornado. So another tornado we have all different, only the size. The biggest one we have put it 10 big one. So depending what the people need. So the big one is for the whole society. So like the TV station, radio station, if you want the WBC, how many states? 37 states in America. So if you want to cover the more bigger people, then we use a bigger one. So a lot of people are only for healthy, okay, use a small one. But now we do it, okay, for the tumor, so that is an easy one. So each one have its function. So, yeah. So another thing, the clip, we have the big one also. So they have a small one, then they have the big one. So the big one, for example, the people pancreas, liver cancer, whatever, you can use a big one. Or if they're small, then I use a small one. So all this the size. But the theory, more important is the theory, the philosophy. So the philosophy more important than the machine big or small. All right. You use a small one at home.
Yes,
Can you tell the people how your small one? Because I don't want the people to spend more money in here. We're too cheap.
I had a terrible stiff neck, and I was watching TV, and I put this on, and in about 10 minutes it was gone. So, yeah. Otherwise, I don't know, I just put it on.
And you're on the hip, the knee, I don't, yes, but in the neck.
No, I put it all over. That's where I really noticed it.
Yes. So, yes.
Also, I'm thinking it's like my own experience. You can manifest something, and this equipment make your manifestation positive, work positive. Manifestation not about health, about something what you want. Like manifest something, like I don't know what, out of the health, because it's also
I think because we are focused is for the health. So because on the quantum physics, like the cell phone you use, the cell phone you use already use the quantum physics theory. So the quantum physics, most important is the two things. One is on the classical physics. Another is the another one is Einstein's quantum physics. So dependent. So on the quantum physics, what is our study we do, Victoria? We do the parallel dimension.
Yes.
So we do the parallel dimension. So this means it's on the psychic. So on the psychic, then a lot of people say, wow, I see my past life. Then I try to see my past life, I could not find it. I say, must be a bum or whatever, you know. So it's not only the health, in the spirit, psychological also. So we do a whole bunch, the people on the psychic. So I do you are just psychic, there's another study on the future because they very easy to confuse. On the psychic, what we do, the cat the cat in the box. So the quantum physics, on the very basic, on the beginning is the cat in the box. It's called the strangest cat. Yeah. So we do the cat in the box also. But you can see the cat in the box. So many things happen. Because if you believe the parallel dimension, multi-dimension, then we go to another side. But the people say, oh, psychological, okay, whatever. But on the quantum physics, now more people believe on the multi-dimension, parallel dimension, another side, whatever. So it's not only that say your body in here, include your body in another side. So not one case, whole bunch case already, but I only put them in the box. You know, don't ask me about your past life. I'm not expert, but we have a whole bunch of experts in here also.
perfect. Thank you.
All right?
Anna, as soon as it's possible, I invite everybody, just get 1 second before we close everything and create peace for everything from inside you, inside around you, and planetary peace. I believe, I trust any equipment here work for peace. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's work for peace. This is my belief, and everybody will try to make peace. Create peace in planet Earth, right?
We all time pray. One time we do the seminar in Mass General Hospital. 240 people in my seminar in Mass General. After them, they kicked me out, not let me do that anymore in Mass General anymore. 240 people. Yeah, we have the what happened? So in Japan, you remember one time the Japan have an earthquake?
Oh, yeah.
You remember? I said, okay, then we do it for in Japan. And we do it all time for the whole world. Saloon. Yeah. So we do. But there's a calming down the mind. But in here, like the physical or psychological, the people can feel what is the change to prove what we are, the new invention, because it invention. But you're next, you're good. Can you tell what you feel right now?
Yeah, it feels terrific. Even my shoulder. Yeah, it feels good. Thank you.
Yes, so especially the people, the neck, the back, then you put it on, see what kind of difference, because so many things on your neck, calcium or cholesterol, whatever, all the garbage, you can see, wow, I'm open. So not one case, whole bunch case.
How much is the horseshoe and tornado?
We are not talking the price because they move now. The price going up. Yeah. So because we have a lot, we still on the study, but on this kind of study, you can see what kind of change already. Yeah. All right. All right. Any more questions? So simple because in here, the Quincy office, in our office in Hayflow, all the equipment is used for free. We are not charged. So you can see how many people use. So every week the people coming here to use. So yeah.
I was wondering about addiction and how this.
Addition, they have one you can go to the Google to check it. So on the Google, they studying the people addiction is we are called
Tom's Island.
Palms Island. So they have a spot. So you can put it, but the people have addiction, they must ready. They're ready to do it. So on they call the insular cortex. The insular cortex is for the people for the addiction. So that's behind the ear. They call the insular cortex. So insular cortex, this is the island. And we call, okay, there is no acupuncture point, but this is the area we can put it on the bear, or we can use any stimulants on the insular cortex. Then the addiction, they can help. But they must, when the patient ready, no difficult when they're ready. Go to Google, check the insular cortex. You can help them to check it on the insular cortex.
I just want to say a lot of people have the cold and I got a cough stuck in my lung. I used the horseshoe. It saved me a week.
Yeah, me
I
too.
mean, it just pushed it right out. I'm so happy and grateful.
Yeah. I had the cough for 2 months and I put the horseshoe there and it.
Yeah. Front and the back.
Amazing.
Or now, front and the back, or left and right. So we can have the one up and down. So we try everything. All right? Yeah.
People want to see the tornado again. Did you ever show the tornado?
The ladle, we have the big one in here.
What's the difference between tornado and horseshoe? Because they both have gravity.
We have the big one in here. It's one of our stations. So that is the big one. Yeah.
There's a small one in
Huh?
There's a small one.
In here, everybody move to inside. Only the heavy one, you cannot move. So that is the big one. That is one of our major stations. So another station, we are making 10 tomato together, all different direction, all different size. So, and here is another thing, is the cat in the box. So the cat in the box, that is another study. So on the future, we can share to the people. All the people say that's called what they call, beside, they call the tomcat. You know the tomcat. A lot of people don't know what is a tomcat in America. They only know the tom turkey. So that is another thing is we have all different type of the tomato. That is the tomato for the volunteer. So, but this is the same. So this is a 50 mm. So we have the 50 mm, but we have the 60 mm. So we have all different kind of size. Then we have another one to put on the pocket. So we have all different style the tomato. So if you want more to buy whatever, go to our internet. Because I don't know how much they sell and they get the commission, whatever. So
Do all three of those have the same power in them?
like the cars, station wagons, there's motorcycle. So all different kind of size. Well, some people say, oh, this is enough. Okay, enough. So, but we the big one, okay, the big one. So, we send one big one, 10 tornado, the big one to Taiwan already. So we send one to the 10 to California. So, in the whole world, we are sending some to India, to Puerto Rico, to French. And now we are going to send it to Israel. Then we send it to England. So the whole world beginning.
Some of them have magnets. Is it safe if someone has plates and screws from injury and surgery?
Nothing, no, because it's far away from the body. You not put it on the body. The tornado is not put it on the body, outside the body. Oh, sure, if you can use it on the airplane, then you can use it on the airplane, the people use it. No limit. Yeah.
I used to know.
All right. You can hear the Star Wars ending. So, thank you, guys. So,